Hello, humanity. I know, I missed you yesterday. I had all intentions on coming late last night. It just got so late. I just could not. I had everything all prepared. I had, made what I was going to prepare, but I got such a late start yesterday. Humanity. When I tell you, boy, hurt and pain for an old person takes you a while to get your schedule back on track. I was just literally still fatigued from something that I had gotten on the other side. Remember, what was that? Maybe about 3 days ago, and my body was still trying to recoup. My mind was good to go, ready to go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But my body was, really. Really leaning toward the older us senior citizens, and I think I'm being disrespectful because there's some senior citizens. I was just sharing with a loved one. There's some senior citizens. I tell you, what it takes me to do in the course of a day. There are some senior citizens can get it done in about 2 hours. They're plenty of energy, feisty, in terms of their diligence and their goal keeping. And so I guess I'm going to, and it has become a habit, I'm going to try to stop saying older people because, in terms of not having enough energy or mobility, because that simply isn't true. And I do senior citizens that are just really, really active and productive. I do them a disservice by saying that. But anyway, humanity, I'm looking out at the trees here. I have to report. I have to report on the aesthetically pleasing. Trees, yeah, they're swaying today, humanity. They're swaying back and forth in the sun. The luster seems to be even more vibrant than usual, and the grass is capturing the shadows of the trees as they're putting on a full display of splendor and beauty. Yes, indeed. But anyway, with that being said, I did my exercises yesterday in spite of everything in me, humanity. When I tell you, the day before yesterday, it was a pulling out of the mud and breaking through. Yesterday, it was a pulling it out of the mud and a push through. When I tell you, it took everything that I had to get up and do my exercises and get going with my day. I literally didn't get finished with my day, the things that I normally do, my normal routine as it relates to my recipes and what have you. It was way over to the wee hours of the morning. That just gives you a general idea. But one good thing about that, humanity, I don't have the patience for cooking. Can you believe it? Exercising, and now I'm developing just a tiny bit more patience for cooking. The meal that I cooked yesterday, it took a little patience, and usually I would shy away from it. It's like I'm not gonna be bothered with that. But I did. I took my time, and the dish it came out really, really good. I was surprised. I had tried something similar before, but what happened, humanity? I realized I added too much flour because the lentils, when they're boiled and they're put and they're pulsed, when you bake them into a patty, they can become just so dense. You know what I'm saying? And then when you couple that with black eyed peas, you can really get a dense patty. And to couple that all off, to put in a large quantity of flour, it really, 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 it just makes it so dense to the point to where, and I don't like meat that's just that dense. And then when you don't put, really, really enhance it with enough flavor, that really, really takes away from it. And I messed up with both the last time I did a similar patty. I put in too much flour and I didn't put in enough seasonings. I really need to step my seasoning game up. Anyway, but anyway, humanity, what I ended up doing with this meat patty, and it was really delicious. Myself and my loved one, and my loved one is kind of finicky when it comes to things. Different things in my cooking. And so anyway, what I did was I took a fourth of a cup of lentils and I boiled them. Well, I did. You know what? I was doing something else, so I didn't boil them. I put them in the air fryer. No, I take that back. I didn't even put them in the air fryer. I put them in the oven, and I let them. I put it. It was similar to boiling. I put it on bake for maybe about. I want to say maybe about 20 minutes on about 400. So it did boil. I kept increasing the water, and the water was all the way to the top. And I had it in a loaf pan. Of course, you can just put it on the stove and just put it in a Dutch oven or a saucepan and let it boil for 15 or 20 minutes. The objective is not to season it or anything like that. You just want the lentils soft enough so when you put them in the blender cup, they'll pulse for you so you can, create your meat patty. And I did the exact same thing with the black eyed peas. It was a 1/4 cup of black eyed peas covered in water and boiled for 15 or 20 minutes. And the trick that I did this time, I seasoned the boiling water up. 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of paprika, and then I went in with a fourth of a teaspoon. And remember, we went over the spoons. The teaspoon is the smaller of the spoons, and then the tablespoon is the larger of the spoons. And I went in with a teaspoon of orange sauce and a pinch of salt. No, I take that back. Maybe a fourth of a teaspoon of salt, and then I let that, and that was in each one, the lentils and the black eyed peas. And so after I let them boil for 15 or 20 minutes, the objective is you want the lentils as well as the black eyed peas, you want them to be soft. So when you put them in the once they cool, once you put them in the blender cup, you want them to pulse, and not have hard lentil or hard black eyed pea. And you're going to put them in the blender cup separately. You'll put the lentils in after they boil and cool. You'll put and seasoned. You'll put them in the blender cup, and then you can put in just another tablespoon of garlic because you really want to almost over season the lentils and the peas so you can taste that flavor when you make them into a meat patty. Because if not, both of them will produce a bland tasting meat patty, and you don't want that. So you can even go in with some of your other favorite seasonings that aren't salty. If you have some Mrs. Dash, or the personalization and the customization is key. And I know you guys probably have a lot of seasoning, so you just go in with it as long as it's not salty, because you don't want a salty burger, because you're going to be putting in the orange sauce and your Worcestershire sauce, and once you get them in the bowl, and you don't want all of that seasoning that's laden with salt to take away from the meat patty. And so after you go in with a tablespoon of garlic powder, tablespoon of onion powder, and whatever other seasoning you want to put in, you'll pulse your lentils for maybe a minute. You'll take that out, put it in a bowl. Then you'll do the same thing with your black eyed peas. You'll put your black eyed peas in, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, and then 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and you'll pulse that for a minute. You'll put that over in the bowl. Then you'll go in with 1/4 cup of chopped onions. You'll go in with 1/4 cup of celery. You'll go in with 1/4 cup of bell peppers, and then you'll go in with 1 to 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Then you'll go in with 1 tablespoon of orange sauce, fourth of a teaspoon, remember I'm saying teaspoon, of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and yeah, you already know it. You already know it, humanity. 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. I know. I'm just really, really going over the top with this Italian seasoning. I do realize that, but I just love it. It just makes things just burst with flavor. But I am going to get on the other side. I want to get fennel and various other seasonings. But anyway, after you get all of that in your bowl, you're gonna blend it together, and then you'll form. Oh, I'm sorry. Then you'll go in with 3 tablespoons of your oat flour, and you'll go in with 2 tablespoons of mustard, 2 tablespoons of mustard. And if you find that your patties, well, they won't be loose and runny because of the pulsing of the lentils and the black eyed peas together. But try not to go over 3 tablespoons of your oat flour. And if you have some cheese, you can also throw in a couple of tablespoons of plant-based or just regular shredded cheese if you'd like. The flavor of your choice. And then all you're going to do is make the form your patties, and you'll preheat your oven from 375 to 400 depending on your appliance. And then you'll make your patties. I think I had from 4 to 6. I think I had on the sheet pan. And then I put grease your pan, preheat your oven, like I say, 375 to 400. Then you're gonna place that in the oven for like maybe like 8 to 10 minutes on one side, and then you'll take it out and you'll flip them over. And when you flip them over, you're going to coat them with with your sweet and sour seasoned sauce. And it's really, really simple to make your seasoned sauce. You're gonna go in with 1/4 cup in a bowl. You're gonna go in with 1/4 cup of orange sauce. You're gonna go in, and if you can't find orange sauce, just get sweet and sour sauce. And then you're gonna go in with 3 tablespoons of mustard, and then you're going to go in with 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning and just a pinch of salt, and you're going to stir all that together. And then you'll get your your basting brush. I guess that's what you call it, but it looks like a paintbrush. And so once they've baked on one side for 8 to 10 minutes, then you're gonna baste the side that hasn't, that you've turned it over to, and you're gonna coat each meat patty with that sauce. After you stir it up, of course, and then you're gonna put it back in the oven and let it bake for an additional 10 to 12 minutes, depending on your desired texture. I really like I don't like soft meat, and so you may be the same way. So maybe instead of an additional 10 minutes, you may want to go to 15 minutes. Some people even like a almost charred meat, go in for an extra 20 minutes, but just make sure you watch it so it's not so it's not burning. And then you'll take that out, and then you can make you some more of the same recipe that I gave you for the sweet and sour zesty sauce, and you're going to use that to eat with your meat patty. And what I also did, I didn't feel like making any side dish or anything like that. I'm going to really, really try to come with what I made on the side. I made deep fried radishes and deep fried zucchini, and I put the sweet and sour orange sauce. I'm going to try to bring that back to you, but if by chance I don't get a chance to, it was real, real simple, humanity. All I did was cut the peeling off of maybe 6 radishes, because it was so late when I ate. You may want to do more because they're radishes; they're pretty light. And then I cut, just little circulars of the zucchini. Cut the skin off, washed both, and then I coated them with. I really wished that I had fish fry, and I'm trying to get. I want to get a better. I'd like to get a better air fryer, so I could just go in and just spray a lot of my stuff and coat it with the the oat flour, and then get that. get that deep fried texture. But my air fryer would leave my vegetables like that. It would leave them soggy and just not on point. So I really need to get a better one. But if you have one, it would be much more healthier if you could first coat them in about I want to say maybe 3 tablespoons of mustard, and then you're gonna go in if you don't have an aioli. I hope I'm saying that right. An aioli, that aioli dressing, and just take some mayo and use the mayo, and you'd use maybe about 3 tablespoons of that, and then you're going to go in with 2 tablespoons of paprika, and then you're going to go in with maybe a half of a teaspoon of orange sauce. So and you'll coat, and you're going to put in a tablespoon of salt, and then you're going to go in with maybe about maybe a teaspoon of the Italian seasoning. I know, right? And so, and then after you do that, then all that's coated and it's in a bowl. You're coating it in the bowl, and so that way, when you're gonna go in with like maybe 4 or 5 tablespoons of oat flour. If you would like to try fish fry, which is what I so desperately wanted, because I wanted something to mimic fish, and I completely ran out. I have to go to the groceries. I'm really out of basically almost everything, and so you take your four tablespoons of oat flour, and then you're gonna go in with about 2 tablespoons of water, and your batter should be the consistency of a thick pancake mixture. Your regular pancake mixture. It's like medium, not medium. It's not too thick. It's not too runny. But you want a thick. You want yours slightly thick. It should look like a thick pancake mix, because you want that batter to stay on those vegetables. So when you put them in that hot oil, they'll it'll give you that brown coating. And so after you put the oat flour in the bowl, then you're going to go in with about 4 tablespoons of water, and then you're going to turn that around a little bit, so all of your radishes and your zucchini, they're coated with the batter, and then your oil should be hot, as if you're frying, as if you're deep frying anything, and you'll place it in the oil, and it'll brown. It should brown within about a minute or two, and then you turn it over and let it brown on the other side. And I'm really going to try today, but don't hold me to it, because I'm probably going to end up bringing it to you along with something new tomorrow. But anyway, with that being said, humanity, I always have a story for you, right? After I finish with the recipe. Well, yesterday, myself and my loved one, we were sitting around, and we were talking, and we were discussing the situation that brought so much pain and sorrow and anguish just 3 days ago. No, I'm not going to make it sad and gloomy, but I do want to make a point. Anyway, the sun was shining, and we were sitting and we were talking about the situation, and I was trying to see if things had differed in terms of future approach, in the event that the hurt and pain and the sorrow that existed, and if in fact that happened again, which was just really, really horrible. But if in fact that happened again, I wanted to see if there was a lesson learned. I've made so many mistakes and had to learn so many lessons, and still yet doing such every day. I realize just how little I know, and hopefully as long as I'm here, I'll stay with that realization, because the world is ever growing and ever evolving, and I don't know if it's a good idea for any of us to wake up and think that we know it all. We've discovered it all. I don't know if that's a good idea. But anyway, with that being said, and so we were talking, and instantly I started, I was listening, and I started thinking about understanding and I start thinking about, interpretations, and the mentality, yeah, there I go with that mentality thing, and behaviors and actions, and lifestyle changes. And so anyway, as we were talking, it appeared that we were on the same page, and we were really, 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 we were chopping it up, and I'm thinking we're on the same page as it related to that situation. And it wasn't a situation where the loved one was it wasn't like she was doing the yes man thing, or any of that. I could tell from her rebuttals and her responses that we were right on point, we were jiving, vibing really, really well, right? I guess that's the new word that they say. I hope I'm saying it right. But we were on the same page. I guess I should stay. Yeah, I'm such that I like staying in my own lane. So maybe I'll leave the word vibing alone and just say, and stay in my own lane and say that we were on the same page. So anyway, as the conversation progressed, we're having a good time laughing and talking and discussing. And like I said, we're on the same page. And then after we got on something else, and we got on something else, we got on something else, just the nature of me, just to see if in fact, my loved one, I wanted to see if they actually had garnered what they said they had garnered. So I revisited, and instantly they got angry again. And we all get angry. There's the perfect get angry. That's why you have your emotions. And if you find someone that says they never got angry, but but anyway, humanity. So at the end of the day, after I noticed that they got angry, and so then I realized that the thing about a change, if it's just changed, sometimes I wonder if it's just changed in the mouth, and it's not changed in the mentality. And then if the mentality doesn't go over into a lifestyle, I wonder if in fact we can find ourselves going around and around and around. Remember, I gave you the analogy of, when my loved one was a child and they were going around and around and around and on the tricycle, and I wanted them to stop. And I'm just really, really handling it. I just handle it so ignorantly until I'm just a baby. I'm learning. Especially with parenting. And so anyway, to make a long story short, I started thinking about that, and then I asked if it was okay if I voiced my opinion on that situation, and I addressed it as, you know, this is the way I try to express it, using the analogy of being in the recliner. And I know it's so redundant, I use it all the time, it's like my go-to analogy, right? And so I was trying to and I don't know if I conveyed it well, but what I was trying to express was, had I stuck with the notion of, first of all, I still don't know what that was, cold flu. I've never seen anything like that. I still, to this day, I have absolutely no idea what that was. But I was sick, I was defenseless, and I was maybe about a step away from being hopeless, because I couldn't do anything for myself, and I was sick, and I needed help. But had the minute the opportunity arrived, I jumped on it, and I realized that I needed a change, and I needed something different. I couldn't have done the same thing sitting there in that chair, consuming those energy drinks and expecting, my health to return to at least to the place that it was before. At least I could, do the things that I needed to do and what have you. And had I kept the same mentality. I can just sit here and do the same thing, just consume these energy drinks and just sit here in this chair for 17, 18 hours, no movement, eating the same things for individuals, the equivalent, eating a bag of cookies, a box of donuts, a bag of candy treats. If I had allowed myself to, stay in that state, and even stay in a state where, I felt like, I didn't know what to do, and just depending on, just this miraculous turnaround, I realized that I needed to change. Something had to change. And, what I was trying to get over to my loved one, if in fact the mentality changes, or even if it even if a thought, you change it just for a second, and it's not a lifestyle, and oh, I'll just do it temporarily, and then I'll go back to the way I was thinking, the way I was feeling, or what have you. I wonder if you won't get the same, you won't get the same outcome. You won't get the same, it'll be the same thing, and just, and you can repeat that going over and over and over and over and over again, at some point, not only does the mentality have to change, but that has to be a lifestyle change, the way I react to a certain situation. If it's giving me a bad outcome, I wonder if, especially if someone else or others are involved, because see, I can't control your behavior. I can't control your mentality. I can only control my reaction to your behavior, to your reaction, to get me to the desired results. And that has to be my objective in order to form my behaviors and my actions to get that desired outcome. I wonder if that isn't a better approach. And I thought about you, humanity. I wondered if there's some things, where, and I even thought about temptations, because that entered into the discussion as well. Because I thought about, what happens when your hurt and your pain threshold is such to the point to where you're tempted to act in that same manner, and that brought about so much hurt, pain, and sorrow. And I thought about us, humanity, those in the struggle, those out of the struggle, as it relates to food. But then I thought about some of our brothers and sisters where it may not be just food. There can be so many temptations that we share. A good example is, and I know I'm all over the place, and I know I'm going to wrap it up soon, humanity. I always stay, when I start talking to you all, I always stay, overstay my welcome, right? And so, anyway, I thought about temptations, and I thought about, when I first stopped eating meat, there was something, and there's nothing wrong with me eating meat, nothing at all. It just didn't work for me. And there was something pretty compelling to make me stop eating meat. But like I say, there's nothing wrong with meat, and it's okay. And most of the recipe, all of the recipes, as a matter of fact, that I bring to you, they're meat friendly. And so I thought about that when I stopped eating meat, and there were, I had that compelling reason. And my mentality changed instantly, and my mentality went into a lifestyle. And I was, and keep in mind, humanity, I thought about that, before I even came to you. When I stopped eating meat, there were the limitations on, when you went to get fast food or something like that, in the less expensive restaurants, the choices were really, really, really almost null and void. I mean, I would go to fast food restaurants. I was so desperate after giving up meat. And if you're out and about and you've had a long day, maybe out shopping or doing whatever you're doing, and you're hungry and you want to go through the fast food line or what have you, and there were the choices were so slim. I literally, for a long time, for years, a couple of years as a matter of fact, may have been longer than that, I would go and ask them to give me buns with melted cheese, with your lettuce and tomato, extra mayo, and what have you. That's just how limiting it was with the restaurants that I frequented. But now here's I'm making a point. Now I didn't have a problem with being tempted again to eat meat again, even though the with the limitations, and I would be really, it would really get dire for me, because I would be so hungry. And like I say, those were the alternatives that I would turn to. But there's another side to that temptation: cheesecake. Now, cheesecake is still a very serious tempter for me, and I know that, once I get started with cheesecake, a good example is, a good caramel cheesecake. See, that's yeah. Yeah, right. So you already know without me even finishing that sentence, right? And so I don't put. I'm pretty exclusive when it comes to cheesecake. Cheesecake is pretty much excluded out of my, even in my reckless days. I may eat French fries and chips and cookies and things like that, and have a reckless day, may even have a reckless week or month. But those are things that I know that now, since I have a lifestyle change, I can immediately come away from it, because my mentality has changed towards those foods, and it's a lifestyle change. But cheesecake is a strong tempter, to the point to where I know that I can find myself, eating some cheesecake, and then 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I'm consuming all of those calories, all those carbs, and tons of sugar. And so, knowing that I don't put myself, knowing that is a strong tempter, for which that I'm so weak to, that until thy own self be true, you know I don't I try not to play around with it. So even in my reckless days, I try not to fool with cheesecake, because it's too tempting. The temptation is too great. And I wondered about you, humanity. I wonder if there are things, maybe not cheesecake, maybe not me, maybe there's some situations and circumstances that are great temptations for you, and maybe you've allowed the world itself, and its pull and its appeal, and its trends and fads, to get you to allow things that tempt you, and later causes you to wear trousers of shame, skirts of shame, blouses of shame. And yeah, I'm getting metaphorically again, right? But things that put you in places where your mind, body, and soul doesn't feel good, when those tempters, those temptations, cause you to and not feel good about the outcome after they're in your life. And I wondered, humanity, even further, when I thought about, and I know I'm all over the place, I'm going to wrap it up in a minute, but I was watching, I love my romance movies, and I watched one today. It was new, and it's almost rare that, the kind that I like, that they get by me, but I just happened to just look up, and, I don't know if you have that on your cable, or however, I guess they go by I don't know about technology, what it is, an algorithm, or whatever it is, where they gather your choices, and however it goes, the characters, the storyline, and the actors, that it was right on point with this particular movie, and the ones that I like. So how they gathered that, or maybe it was coincidental, I don't know. But anyway, I wondered if the actors know just how pleasing it is for us that love romance movies, and they do such a good job. Then I went on further and I thought about, when we go to the grocers and the store clerks, they do such a good job when we're out shopping. And I thought about, if you're living in residence where people go all out of their way to, make sure the residents are okay. And I thought about, on your jobs, when you go to restaurants, when you go through the drive through and they go that extra mile, in school, in church, and just, at the airport, just so many more when you're traveling, so many places where individuals, they go that extra mile, they make you feel good. And, at church, if you go to church, if you believe, or whatever it is, your family, your friends, when they go that extra mile. And then I thought about, human beings, their awesomeness. And I wondered how many individuals are allowing temptation, allowing an understanding that may be slightly skewed, where you feel like temptations, you can't, slowly but surely get them out of your life, where you can't show up to the world and give us your awesomeness, not with the game face on, not with your daily intentions, not to fail, not to be laughed at, not to be mocked, and not to be talked about, which not only can affect your mental health, but it affects your awesomeness, because, to be human a lot of times is to fail. And then we grow sometimes. Not, I'm not advocating that you walk around deliberately slipping up and falling and hitting your head, and that you understand what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I wonder if you're cheating yourself in the world by not allowing your awesomeness to come through. But even further, I wonder if you're cheating yourself and not believing with everything in you that you're still standing, and some of you have made it through some pretty awesome, I mean, some pretty, really, pretty hard and difficult hurts and pains and struggles. And I wonder if your temptations have bullied you into thinking that you just can't. You can't get the temptations out of your life. You can't get the temptations gone, and your understanding of just how awesome you are maybe is skewed a little bit. Maybe you really don't understand just how much you are appreciated, just in the whole global scheme of things. Oh, you don't even know me, or you don't know what I'm dealing with, and la-di-da-di-da-di. I realize one thing is absolutely for sure: humanity, you're still standing. And I know I use that in so many things, but it's true. I have to say it. It's true. It really is true. The sheer fact that you have to admit that there is a truth, and there are fallacies. The sheer fact that you're still standing, it has to be contributed to something. And I wonder if you contribute just a little bit more, that your awesomeness allowed you to stand. Your awesomeness may be able to take you to places with that temptation that you would be shocked, you would be surprised if you would only give it a chance. And once again, I always have to make this disclaimer: I'm not talking about situations and circumstances where humanity, you need to bring in clinicians or officials, you're being oppressed, or things are, someone's doing something to you, where you need professionals to come in with the training that is adequate to solve your situation immediately. They have the training and the resources. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things where you can get in and just maybe, if you give yourself the adequate credit and understanding just how awesome you are, that maybe those temptations can be lessened day by day, more and more, who knows. And maybe if some difficulties that bring you hurt and pain maybe if they're looked at just a little bit differently, and you go about them a different way, and maybe you'll be angered a little bit less, maybe the temptations will be a little less. Who knows, the possibilities could be endless in terms of changing your mentality and letting that spew over into a lifestyle work for the rest of your life. It's like that, beautiful and wonderful, just like you are. Well, humanity, yep, the trees are still doing their thing, and I've did it again. I've overstayed my welcome, but yep, I was thinking about you before I got here, and I'll be thinking about you after I leave. Humanity, take care of yourself. I'm hoping and always, always wishing you and yours well. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.